Vivian.
Oh my God, and we are live yet again here at The Real Raw, a place where we get to experience how influence is a superpower. The Real Raw offers us a microphone, a stage, a place to meet each other, form ecosystems, and make more money in less time with more magic. And all because Sean Callaghy created, well,
Enough about him.
curated. No, he doesn't want to hear this, but he never hears his goodness. And he's amazing. He's an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, a national speaker. He kicks butt in every sport.
No, and I have plenty to learn, and I am humbled by these incredible people. Thank you for that, Vivian. I want to rock and roll here today and give as much time as possible to this amazing, amazing group. Vivian, you
oh my God.
set the tone and the energy and everything. But let's jump in. We got rock stardom happening here today.
Yes, we do. We have, with over 20 years as a winner in basketball, Crystal Robinson is not only a player, but also a beloved coach and now an author. Crystal was a WNBA 1999 draft pick by the New York Liberty. In January of 2018, she was hired as an assistant coach for the Seattle Storm and went on to win the 2018 WNBA championship with the team. And today she's the assistant coach in the WNBA for the Dallas Wings. Her autobiography, Finding Myself, will be hitting shelves in late October. Welcome,
Crystal.
Welcome, C-Rob.
Thanks for having me. Very excited to be here. I'm already sweating. I think when I come in this room for you guys, I'm very comfortable in a room full of basketball players speaking basketball jargon, but I'm going to try not to sweat too much today.
All right. So what is the appropriate thing? I feel like weird not calling you Crystal, but what do you go by? What would be the right thing to call you?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that. All my friends can call me C-Rob.
Okay, and is that okay?
Of course.
Crystal or C-Rob?
I think it's great for you to call me C-Rob. You're a fellow athlete. Susan might sound funny calling me C-Rob.
So I can't.
All right, C-Rob, what's happening? And so grateful for you being here. And when you won the championship, at the professional level, the pinnacle of your sport, how did that feel?
Actually, to tell you the truth, it felt different because I played for 4 championships, actually 3. Spoon played for 4. I played for 3 championships as a player. Winning as a coach is a little bit different. I'm glad to have the ring, but when you're putting your blood, sweat, and tears out there, you have this emotional hurt in you almost forever when you go that far and you don't get it. It's something you never forget when you're a true competitor.
C-Rob gives it from her heart. And how about a fun fact? What's a fun fact?
Fun facts for me. Fun fact is by September 11th, I will be out of COVID jail.
Well, I'm very
That's
happy.
where I feel I'm at.
Out of COVID jail. Well, that is awesome. So thank you so much for being here, C-Rob. Appreciate it enormously. And Vivian, we have more. You know what this reminds me of today? This is like in Rocky. I think it was like the end of Rocky 3 when Apollo and Rocky got in the gym and I want to see one-on-one-ness happening at some point in time. So yes, Vivian, we have another.
One-on-one-ness maybe with Teresa Weatherspoon. With over 35 years as a winner and coach in basketball, that is, Teresa is loved and legendary. Voted by fans as one of the top 15 players in the WNBA history. In 2016, Weatherspoon was chosen to the WNBA's Top 20 at 20, a list of the league's best 20 players ever in celebration in its 20th anniversary. In 1997, she became one of the WNBA's original players as a member of the New York Liberty. Plus, Teresa always started all her games up until 2003. And she's a Wade Trophy winner, played on the 1998 and 92 Olympic teams, was inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame in 2010, and is the Naismith Hall of Famer as well. She's now with the New Orleans Pelicans as a player development coach. So the list goes on and on. So very much so. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Holy Jesus. Unbelievable. Greatness in the house. And I'll ask this question. What do you find as the difference in working with NBA players versus WNBA players?
Oh, can we hear you?
That's
That's a great question. You know, it's really the same to me because it's basketball. The guys sometimes can whine a little bit more. They can whine a little bit more
It's like I was
than
100% sure
we do. They can whine a little bit more, but you know, it's tremendously fun to coach the game, whether it's with men or women. And I think the one thing for me is it's not a story. To me, it's not a story because it's like you're taking your rightful position of being a coach, whether it's coaching men or whether it's coaching women. And I just so happen to have had an opportunity to do both, to coach women and to coach men. But when it comes to basketball, I see no difference. It's about who can put the ball in the hoop, who can improve tremendously well every single day, and who wants it the most.
Awesome. And why do you keep going? I mean, Teresa, you've created so many, beautiful things in your life. Like, what drives you every day to keep striving for more championships in life?
I love it. I love what I do, but I think this speaks for itself. Being a player development coach, the one thing that you look for the most are results. Guys or girls who trust what you're asking them to do, and then you see the results. That's the most important thing as a coach, is you see the results. You see them getting better every single day, because every athlete wants that. They want to know if you can make them better every single day. And for me, the fun part is to fill vessels every day. You don't experience this in life playing the game of basketball all over the world, and to keep it and hold it for yourself. Those experiences are to be given to people who are trying to experience the very same things that you had an opportunity to do. I don't believe in handing over the torch. And most people say, gosh, that sounds so rude when they say, are you looking forward to handing over the torch to this player? Absolutely not. No, because that's my torch. That's my road that I had to travel. But what I will do with the torch is take that torch and light someone when they need it to be lit. That's my torch, because that light is my experience to be able to give back and to light someone else to get them going.
Awesome. And Teresa, how about a fun fact for today?
Man, you guys ain't gonna even believe this. As long as I played the game of basketball, I never got hurt. I really never got hurt. And ever since I've been home with my great niece and nephew and in this pandemic, I've gotten hurt every single freaking day. Every day there's been an injury. I hurt my foot. I hurt my back. I hurt my leg. It's something playing with these kids. So I don't know if I'm doing well playing with kids.
That is awesome. Well, Teresa, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you. Awesome. And so Vivian, and we have some amazing judges, not to judge these stars, but to judge their performance in the space of Helodious influence. Who do we have?
Before we do, I have to say that I'm the opposite. Everything I try, I get hurt in. So that's a fun factoid today, Sean, for you.
That is your fun fact, Vivian. Everything Vivian tries, she gets. You get hurt cooking?
Thank God I don't. That's the only place I'm shining. We have Judge Todd Armstrong from Irvine, California. He manages the Dave Meltzer podcast agency, managing all aspects of pitching and scheduling his clients on epic podcasts. And I'll let him tell you all about his own fabulous fun fact. I don't want to steal it away from you. Welcome, Todd.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, man. This is, ever since Sean told me about the Real Raw, I have been so excited for this. So don't know quite what to expect, but I'm ready for it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Todd, thank you for being here, by the way.
Oh, thank you, Sean. Thank you so much. Fun fact, I played college baseball. I was a pitcher. And I went to an NAIA school, Auburn University at Montgomery. And threw the first no-hitter in our university's history.
That's awesome, dude. I knew you played in college. I didn't know that. So Todd, that's super cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And a fun fact.
A fun fact.
And fun fact for me is that Todd has done an incredible job of booking me on a ton of podcasts. And Todd, I'm super grateful. Had another great one today. And thank you for all that.
Oh, thank you, Sean. Thank you so much.
All right. How we been doing out there? We doing all right in these podcasts?
Oh man, you're crushing it, brother. Your reputation precedes you, man. You are nothing but amazing feedback. It's been amazing. you're starting to see a lot of these bigger shows and things like that come through. You're made for this, brother, and you're doing an amazing job. And thank you for the opportunity to work with you guys. We're having a lot of fun.
Listen, Todd, without you doing it, it's not happening. And Todd's out there, people, as somebody incredible in the space to connect with. So, Todd, thank you. We had some fun today, brother. Vivian, in addition to Todd, we have other incredible people.
Yeah, we have from Montreal, Canada, Michael Mathieu in the house. A CEO apparently everywhere he goes. For the past 12 years, he's been a CEO of a few venture-backed startups and had 3 successful exits. Today, he's CEO of Proximity, a tech startup focused on helping influencers and professionals generate income and manage their incomes or fan base. And I won't give away your fun fact. So welcome, Mathieu, and tell us about you and your fun fact.
Hey, everyone. I'm excited to be here. Sean, thank you for the invite. And I couldn't be more excited because funny people talk about being a CEO and I, when I meet folks like C-Rob and Teresa, it's really almost being a coach. Being a CEO is being a coach because it's ultimately how do you get the most out of your team, your people? Are they getting their personal development? So I'm really super excited to be here and learn from both of you. And I'm a terrible basketball player from Montreal. I learned to play hockey, surprisingly, and not a lot of that in California. So, and my fun fact is, me and my family, we try to travel to a different country city every year, at least a couple of times a year. And this COVID thing has been painful because you don't get to travel. So we'll have to double up hopefully next year. But great to be here, great to meet the crew, and really super excited to get some knowledge from all of you. So excited to be here.
Michael, thank you. And I am one of the co-founders of Proximity.
Yep. And I forgot to say that too.
That Michael is the CEO of. And I could tell you, this dude knows what he's doing. He is so committed. And Mike, I was so honored and thankful. I know Chris Crone was as well, who's another co-founder, to have had you come aboard and see the vision and do all the things that you're doing. So we'll have to say that Proximity, is there to help people monetize their relationship capital, their wisdom, and their fandom, right? We got a couple people with fans out there. And create frictionlessness between the two. And you're just doing an awesome job, brother.
Yeah, and I'm excited to add hopefully 2 more pros, C-Rod and Teresa would be perfect for us. So we'll have to talk offline.
Yeah. And by the way, it's like there's no fee structure. It's an awesome thing. So awesome, Michael. Thank you very much. And there's what you're witnessing, by the way, is ecosystem merging going on all over the place. And that includes with our next incredible judge who just resonates the word leadership. So Vivian, who we got?
Yeah, and she resonates love. Also known as a human lie detector or human truth detector, Susan Hum is using her super skills to help successful singles attract more love into their life. With over 20 years as a corporate executive working in Hong Kong, Singapore, and Canada, she pivoted to become a success and love coach in 2016. Susan's motto in life is, there is no chemistry in comfort. Welcome, Susan.
Susan, how are you?
Oh my gosh, Sean, it's so great to be here. Honestly, I said I was going to haunt these women and be by their side for the rest of their lives, and here I am.
It's amazing. Susan, seriously, what you're doing out there in so many different ways in the world, in the unblinded ecosystem, launching your, Steel Rose world and Real Raw for love and dating. I'm thrilled with all the stuff that we're doing together, and I'm very grateful.
Oh yeah, magic is about to explode, Sean. Just wait.
Well, I couldn't be more excited. And Vivian, that's not all.
We have Miss Manitoba in the house from Canada, who also has basketball in her DNA, all with fabulously long, polished fingernails. Founder and CEO of the Empowered Network, creator of numerous corporate sales programs, and the CEO of Empower You Publishing, a keynote speaker for over 30 years. On stages along like Zig Ziglar and 5 U.S. presidents, author of 8 books, including Mission Possible, Unlocking Your Full Potential, Smart Money, A Woman's Guide to Financial Freedom, and The Ultimate Body Makeover, 90-Day Body Transformation. Plus, she has rolled out, check this, Sean, 5 music CDs. Welcome, Stacey.
Oh, wow.
Stacey, how are you?
I got a girl. Put me on this call, honestly, I'm excited. It's true. The year that I graduated, I got chosen for the Junior Olympic basketball team in Canada, and the same month that I got picked for that, and I knew that was like my life. I got asked to sing at the Olympics, the 1988 Olympics in Calgary, Canada. So I had to choose between a music career or being a teacher and a basketball coach, because there was no WNBA back then. So that's kind of a fun fact about me, that I'm so stoked to be here with these ladies and gentlemen. I have actually a radio show called the Comeback Small Business Radio Show. I want every one of you to be my guest, so I'm like filling up that guest list right now. Just such epic stories, and Michael, just great to hear the success that you're having as well with Proximity. Very, very good. Excited to be here.
Excited. Hey, Stacey, am I hearing that you want to take the court with Teaspoon and T-Rob?
I got more game in my mouth than I do in my but I will never turn down a game.
Yeah. So
There you go.
And I'm not sure if any of the Unblinded team is unmuted. I hear a little bit of feedback coming maybe from somewhere. But I'll go with quick fun fact for me, Vivian. And I think that, I don't know if Crystal and Teresa, did I share my basketball fun fact from Tony Robbins' house the last time you guys were on, or no?
No.
Okay. So obviously I'm blind. I can't see anything on the screen, right? So we're at Tony Robbins' house. He has a basketball court underground in his house. And I take the court and I just dribble. I was college athlete, captain of the team, so I have athleticism, can't see. So I dribble between my legs, dribble, and I take a jump shot from the top of the key. Honest to God, one shot, swish. And I just walked off the court. So that happened in Tony Robbins' basement. And there was a guy that was a professional player in Europe named Thaddeus that was there that had just missed the top of the key jumper. And I just walked off. I'm like, Thaddeus, dude, if you want any lessons, I'll see you later. So that was a very fun day.
I love it.
And I am never taking another jump shot again the rest of my life. I'm like, we're all done. Because here's the other part of the fun fact that's not so fun. Last night I was in an arcade in Long Beach Island, New Jersey. And with a hoop about 5 feet away, I went about 2 for 30. So I should not go up again. Thanks, guys. So yes, we're about to jump in. I know we have hard stops at 4. We're going to power on through and have some amazing fun, but we already started. Incredible people connecting with one another. Vivian, amazing job, dropped the mic. And I'm not sure if we have the Mr. 3 to 750 million circulating in the ether.
Yes,
Mr.
we do.
All
He's
right.
here.
Yes. So listen, Sean, I'm here, and I'll say this. Imagine you could find the formula that can free exponential abundance in your money, time, and magic, and solve the world's problems. Well, I took the company from 3 to 750 million. I went from 0 to 500 employees. Then I met Mr. Sean Callaghy. He introduced me to that formula, and I walked away from tens of millions of dollars from that company to be here, to be your partner. And wow, look at this today. Look at the people I'm surrounding myself with, worth every single penny. Thank you, Sean. Kick this off.
Yeah. And if I was doing this for no other reason in the world, but to return the trust of Adam Gugino, that would be enough for me. So Adam, I cannot thank you enough, brother. I mean, all my heart. Thank you. So this said, I think everybody's got some pretty decent familiarity, maybe the exception of Todd, and what's up and what we're doing here, but we're unlocking the superpower of influence. It's what creates $750 million companies and Google and Microsoft and then gets Mark Zuckerberg before Congress with some problems and everything in between, right? Creates marriages, destroys them, makes Oprah Winfrey, makes things hit, like everything in the world is rooted in integrist, heart-centered influence. And sometimes there's not integrist, heart-centered influence. And we need to like figure it out, like Susan Hum talked about, like Jan Hargrave and her amazing body language-ness. And, you know, these incredible women who everything they do in the world of sport and now business, yeah, you got to figure out when to say yes, when to say no, and who to say yes or no to, and where to put your superpower of influence. That's the game we're playing here, how all this works. And with our amazing role player today that's hung out with presidents on stage, like I am humbled and honored with this incredible group of people, and I mean it. And like we're all connected and having fun. So that's what it's about. So with C-Rob and Teaspoon, we're gonna do this. C-Rob, I got either a 1 or a 2 under this table. Do you think it's a 1 or a 2? Is Crystal muted?
Sorry, I was unmuted. 1. That's a 1.
It is a 2.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yes, so Teaspoon has won the toss. And would you like to go first or second in the first round? Teresa.
Is she there?
She's muted. Teresa, you're muted.
I will go first if she does.
I'm going to go second because I'm going to let C-Rob go because she's in the wubble and she's coaching. So, you know, I'm always a team player here.
All right, so who would you like Stacy to be, Crystal?
I would like Stacy to be Sean Callaghan, please.
Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. Oh boy. All right, so let's have some fun. So you have so round 1, judges, is about opening listening and putting something at stake. The opening of listening and the putting of something at stake. Round 2 is where these amazing women are going to share their heroic, unique identity, a little bit about their story, and move on to a yes. There's no need to set up a second meeting. All Stacy's going to have is a quick phone call in the middle, have to take a break, and then continue with the second part of the conversation. So judges, here's the question. These 3 minutes to be asked in a little bit is on a scale of 1 to 10. How like deeply was listening open, something put at stake? So Stacy, as the role player and any, you know, person she's playing, sees their future and what these folks are sharing. And Crystal, please take us in. You got 3 minutes.
Okay. Thank you, Sean, for your time. 3 minutes is not very long. There's no way, absolutely no way I can sell you on this idea in 3 minutes. But what I can give you is 2 reasons to be very, very excited. So the first reason is I'm in talks with a film producer for a movie deal for my book. As soon as the book release, screenwriters are going to start looking at it. I'd love to set up a meeting with you to talk about our ideas and how I think that this opportunity could help take Unblind to the international film world. And it's important to me because Unblinded has impacted my life in so many ways. It's brought 3 people into my life that have changed my life, not just monetarily, not even monetarily at all. They have came into my life and given me a sort of love that I haven't ever had, and a support. Somebody just saying, it's okay to be who you are. It's okay. And I would like the opportunity. It's my way of having a meeting with you to talk about this. It's my way of bringing Unblinded in and creating a win-win magic that I hear you talk about a lot on the Unblinded series. So I would like the opportunity to talk to you about that. And the second thing I would like to tell you is that you should be very excited about is that you never got a chance to see my curveball, any of my junk balls. I am very good friends with the chief of the Chickasaw Nation, and his son played baseball at the University of Oklahoma. I struck him out in high school because I actually started at second base, but I struck him out in high school. And every time I'm at a black tie affair, every time I'm at a function and I see his dad takes a picture with me and tells all the peers at the table about how I struck his son. Aren't you happy that your dad doesn't get to do that to you? Aren't you extremely excited? I would love the opportunity to talk more about that. as well as tell you about the exciting things that I have going on with my book, and not just the exciting things. Susan and Shuling, I've had some really good guidance from them and Jan, and just adding you guys to that pot would be just a win-win situation that would give all of us, it would bolster all of our platforms, and a lot of like-hearted people would have the opportunity to impact the world together.
Well, C-Rob, I'd like to ask you 2 questions. Number one,
Okay.
first off, clearly we've got to connect. Appreciate the kind words that you've said. You're obviously a heart-centered leader, and that is the DNA of everything that I do. So I connect with you. I connect with the idea. Mostly I connect with your sports athleticism because, you know, I got skills. But one question I want to know is, what is the outcome that you're looking to get out of this project, which is more than a book, it's more than a movie, it's more than a film play? What is the outcome that you're hoping and the impact that you're hoping to have in this project?
The outcome that I'm looking to have is not just little ripples. Like, I am looking to impact the world. I feel like I have a story that's very relatable to a lot of different people. To get on a speaking tour, to be able to speak to kids, to be able to speak to women who have just been through the ringer, who have given up, to know that there's people out there just like you, and your story is important. Your story gives someone else the confidence. Your story gives someone else the courage to be who they are, to look in the mirror and say, the things that happened to me weren't my fault. And to have the opportunity to do that, I think that I didn't go through all those things to be a basketball player. For me, being a basketball player is underachieving. That's why when Sean asked me a fun fact about myself, I don't ever really revert to basketball. I'm the only Black female ever inducted into the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame. But for me, that's a vessel. That's just a vessel to use my voice and my experiences to help other people.
Girl, hang on just a second. I got to take a call. I hate to cut you off, but give me just a second because I got somebody over here that just walked in my office. I'll be right back.
Awesome. Crystal, just phenomenal. Energetic transference and heart-centeredness. And I'm a giant yes, and for real. And I am honored and I am blown away by what you just shared. And I mean that from me to you. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
This is so much fun, guys. I'm sorry to tell you, I could do this every day, I think.
I just felt totally used.
So,
hey, if it's you, you can use me, girl. Okay.
So, all right. So we're going to come back to all that. That is amazing. Teresa, who would you like Stacy to be? Is Teresa muted?
I'm coming to you. I always try to be respectful and mute myself, you know, so you don't hear all this.
So who would you like Stacy to be?
Stacy, could you please be Kevin Plank for me, please?
Ooh. That's the founder of Under Armour.
Founder of Under Armour.
I got it. I'm in it to win it.
All right, let's go. 3 minutes, take us in.
You got it. Hello, Kevin. How are you?
Girl, man, I'm great. How you doing, Teaspoon?
I'm holding on through this pandemic, but I just really wanted to kind of just pick your brain a little bit because of what you've done, you know, through your grandmother's garage, actually, and created a shoe line that just became a huge empire. From what you've done and the vision that you've had and how people kind of really started to respect your vision because you were selling out of the grandmother's garage, and all of a sudden it started to grow. Just kind of want to pick your brain a little bit about the things that I have an opportunity to really put before the world and do something that a WNBA player and as a black woman have never done, and to have my own line called Finisher. I really want you to see it, look at it, feel it, understand it, because it's more than just a line. It has its own meaning. And the meaning of Finisher line is start, work, finish. And what you start, you put in work. And when you put that work in, you got to finish. You got to get to the finish line. And that's what you did with your product. That's what you did with your company. And you were able to also create jobs, create a lot of other things and create visions for other people. And that's exactly what I want to do, is also be able to see things that I don't see. And maybe you can help me see those things that I don't see, to grow the company, to be the best that it could possibly be, the same way that you did. And that's what I want from Finisher as the company. I would love to sit down with you and hear what your thoughts are and how you can help me to grow this the way that you did with your company.
Well, Teaspoon, I got mad respect for you, girl. First off, not only because of your background, your expertise, girl, I'm just a fan, but I'm also right now very sensitive to the current environment that we live in, that we share in, always looking for solutions that are bigger than products. And so if you've got something that you feel, I'm going to have a very short window of time because I'm getting ready to head out of the country. But what we'd need to do is find a time. I'm going to have you get in touch with my assistant, set up the time. But if you could just send me over some information about, I kind of get the work, what was it? Start, work, finish. I think that's,
exactly.
that's great marketing, just starting off right there. But we look at a lot of projects. So I obviously need to do my due diligence. And what I'd love to do is set up a time for you to be able to send some information in to my assistant, and I'll take a look at it.
I'll be more than happy to, and I appreciate your time.
Oh, hang on just a second. I got my phone's ringing in the background. Somebody's phone is ringing. I'll be right back.
You got it.
Excellent. Teresa, how'd that feel for you?
It felt good. It felt good. It's always good to speak about Finisher because it can be very historical, and everyone wants to be a part of something that's of history. Being a pioneer of the WNBA and having to start something to understand the magnitude of it all, and it's bigger than who you are. It's the same thing with the line in my thought processes. It's bigger than who I am. So it's always good to share it because it can be a very historical line of being one of the first.
Yeah, and I'll say this to you, Teresa, to Crystal. I am as certain as I am that my name is Sean, that the two of you are going to create such massive impact in ways even beyond the massive impact you've already created. I could feel it, like just the championship-ness of both of you, the intensity, the foot, like it's like I am so fired up today and right now, like being in your presence. And I'm a pretty fired up dude, like at all times, and it just like opens up another level. I can just hear it in your heart, and I'm so grateful for you being here today.
Well, appreciate it. I think with Crystal and I think the one thing, Sean, that's so important to us is we've had an opportunity to do something that we love. We had an opportunity to have a stage. We want to now utilize that stage. We want the next kid to be able to live their dream because we do understand the magnitude of what we're doing. And with Crystal speaking about her life, it could be impactful to many people because that's what we're all about, is being impactful in the lives of other people. The same way we played the game. Now it's time for us outside of the game to do the very same thing, and that's to touch lives, fill vessels every single day.
Awesome. And you are. Thank you. Susan, what say you about these amazing women?
All right. Well, let me weigh in on these two amazing women. Honestly, Crystal, when you were talking, I had my eyes, one eye on Stacy and the other eye on Sean, because I know you were talking to Sean. And I think you had him at yes at hello. So the rest of it was just me watching him completely melt. You nailed it. You knew your audience. You knew what he wants, his vision. You know what hits his heart. You were completely selfless and giving. You would have had his checkbook out by the end of that call in 3 minutes. So, honestly, Sean, the way you responded to her was exactly what she wanted. It was delivered beautifully. And Stacy was just absorbing the entire thing. It was beautifully done. Honestly, I don't have any, I can't even use the typical review on how to even approach a sales call like that because it's a very different thing, but she delivered exactly what you wanted to hear. It's almost like she was reading your mind, Sean. So because of that, she nailed it. I give you a 9.8.
Yes, Susan, and somehow like puppet masterness and like ruler of all things beautiful and loving, somehow like I sense your presence in some of this, but I could be wrong.
Oh, I don't think you're ever wrong, Sean.
So thank you, Susan. And your integrity, your love, your desire to just make good things happen is incredible, Susan. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And what do you have for Teresa?
Teresa with her Kevin Plank again. She's gonna keep going at this Kevin Plank until she like seriously gets her line out. Beautifully, like honestly, you came in, you validated Stacy. Beautifully done there, so that she gets comfortable in terms of what you're gonna be approaching her with. You were super humble, super humble. You showed her a lot of respect. And you talked about what the purpose of that call is. When you're talking to somebody like Kevin Plank, you did the right thing. You told him exactly what you wanted to, because otherwise you don't know if you're going to get that second appointment. The only thing, the micro distinction I want you to follow through with is not to be as humble, be a lot more assertive in terms of what that meaning of that line is to you. The humbleness still comes through when you're delivering the message or the line when it comes to you. And I can tell that you're not selling yourself hard enough, but you must, because that message has to come through stronger. But otherwise, Stacy you had her at hello and yes anyway. I knew that. So I give you a 9.5.
Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Michael, dude, is this like, is this a phenomenal group of people or what? Is Michael muted?
You're on mute, Michael.
I was going to say, it's a phenomenal group of people. And if I had my checkbook, everyone would be getting checks right now. It's unbelievable. I really am, I'm honored to be part of this. And I learn every time I'm here. So this is awesome.
All right. And so, yeah. So what do you have for Crystal and for Teresa?
Yeah. So for Crystal, I wrote two things: authentic, trust. There was something that just kind of connected you to all of us, and telling your story. You did a great job just connecting your personal story to what Sean needed to hear. It's a 10. There was a comfort and ease of delivering that message. And I put a little note: I need to be more like Crystal. That's my little asterisk. Just an unbelievable job, and I agree with Susan. There's a 99% chance you're getting that appointment and moving forward. So just terrific. And so I give Crystal a 10.
Awesome. 10s are rare, Crystal. Like that's like hitting a 45-foot jumper. That's awesome. So what do you have for Teresa?
And Teresa, some of the same, the authenticity, the trust was there. And I used there was the word crispness. You had this crisp delivery of like, your messaging was really on point. And I was drawn in. And so there was, you had that same emotional connection. You connected emotionally. You translated that with what you're doing and what Kevin Blank's background is. So just unbelievable. Both of you just did a phenomenal job. And I think some of Susan's feedback in terms of kind of closing, maybe part of it as well. But, I give Teresa 9.9, just unbelievable work. Both of you, like I said, I would write checks, and you did just terrific work.
Awesome. And how about Todd?
Thank you.
Yeah, Todd, how are you?
Oh man, that was amazing. What stuck out to me with Crystal and Teresa both was how they made these pitches much bigger than themselves. Both of their project, the movie and the book was from Crystal, was much more about her. It was much bigger than her. And then with Teresa and Finisher and that brand and how it could impact so many other people. So I love the way that they made their projects about others and was putting others first, and how, looking at both of these projects from a much bigger picture than what's in it for them. I loved how Crystal, what an amazing career. And all of these amazing accomplishments that she spent her entire life, working on tirelessly. And and she gets to a point in her life where she has an opportunity. She has a book and she's got this movie opportunity, and she made it about Sean and Unblinded, and about how important the impact that Sean and Unblinded has had in her life. So again, she made it about something much bigger than herself, and I thought that was amazing. And Sean, I was waiting on you to pull the checkbook out right then as well, man. So Crystal, great job. I'm going to give you a 10 on that. It was very well done, for sure. Teresa, I mean, I can't say anything bad about that either. She knew why she wanted to talk to Kevin. She complimented Kevin and kind of led him down the path. It was clear to him why she wanted to have the conversation with him. She saw a lot of synergy, and how she wanted to model finisher after the way that he did it, and kind of gave him kind of a mentor opportunity, which appeals to anybody. And I thought she did an amazing job as well. And I got to give her a 10. I mean, I had nothing negative to say about either one of them. I mean, anytime I see anyone take an opportunity that they have, or a vision or a dream that they have, and they make that about others, and they're very clear on why it's about others, you got to give them a 10, man. Great job.
Awesome, Todd. So quick check-in. Stacy, do you want to share any of your input from?
Yeah, real quick. I'll just say that when you have a career that's noted and laced with epic wins and awards, power is assumed, empathy is not. And both of you, the power is assumed, whether I was Kevin or whether I was Sean, the power would be assumed. The strength, you've got to have a bit of a ego in order to win on the level that you ladies played. But what was beneficial and what was beautiful is real, raw empathy. And that is an asset to you, which I believe in the rest of your life, post 50, the rest of your life is going to be more about how to trigger empathy for others and how to make that connection. Because the assumed part is that you're good at what you do. The second thing that I wrote down is I would have a specific ask. I kind of felt like we were getting to the end and there wasn't a real specific, what do you want from me? And I was kind of teeing both of you up to, what is that specific ask? Let's be very clear. You know where the ball's got to go. Have that target and make sure you put it through the hoop. When I talked to C-Rob, I think you assumed that I knew your story and that Sean would know your story. I think you were talking a little bit to him, but maybe be a little bit clear as why this story has such great impact to today's children, to today's women. Make that link just a little bit better. And then finally, honor is a portal to favor. And you both nailed honor. You honored tremendously well, felt greatly honored, even though I felt used. I felt greatly honored, and that's a portal to favor, especially with corporate executives who are busy. They're used to dealing with narcissism and egos. So that was a great play as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Stacy. So here a quick thought. Teresa, I'll check in with you. Do you want to go and do that second round and play that out with Kevin? Are you ready for that or no?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so let's drop in. I know Stacy's got a hard stop at 4. We're gonna go a couple minutes over, but what I'd love to do is after this round, spend a couple minutes, and if people have to jump hard at 4, I get it, but I wanna just spend a couple minutes with a couple of thoughts on how to tweak that vision of that conversation with Kevin Plank. I got a couple ideas. So yeah, please take us in though, Teresa.
Okay, I'm still talking with Stacy, correct?
Yes, yep.
Okay.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry about that. Sorry I had to jump, but I'm back, girl. Okay, let's finish up.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you came back. I was wondering if, maybe I didn't say something correct, but I'm glad that you came back. Glad that you came back because it's really important that I do have the opportunity to speak with you, and because this project has a lot of meaning to me. Growing up the way that I grew up as well has a lot of meaning. Not having humble beginnings, It means something to me to make sure that I am an example for those to come. I want to be that example for those to come, to know that it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter whether you had or whether you didn't have. It's a matter of valuing who you are, understanding who you are, and then creating a vision and finding a way to get there, knowing how you're going to get there, knowing when you're going to get there, putting a plan in place. And that's what sometimes that I kind of tuggle with that sometimes, tuggling with that sometimes. So I know who you are and what you've done, that you can kind of help me to guide me in that direction of how to get that done and the time frame in which to get it done.
So let me just quick ask you, what is it that you're at? What are you wanting from me, from Under Armour? What are you looking for?
I want you to help me to guide this worldwide. I want this to go worldwide because I know it will have meaning to a lot of people. I know it'll be helpful to a lot of people. Not only is it an athletic line, it is an athleisure line. So it's not just for the athlete, it's for all people. And that's what this line is about. I want it to be able to touch all people and for you to guide me in that way of being able to touch all people.
Do you have a plan on how you're going to reach all people? Like right now, is it shoes? Are you looking at a clothing line? I hear you say leisure line. What does that look like?
Great question, because the one thing that I think is important to start with are the shoes. Everyone is about the shoes. It's very important to get the shoes out there. And it's not about me trying to be equal to anyone. I'm not trying for my line to be equal to Nike or to Under Armour. I'm trying to make sure that everything that I do is fair. Everything that I do is super fair. So if I can get into that area of how to get that done, I think that'd be the most important thing for this line, is to be able to be fair to all people. Maybe if I use that word correctly, to be fair to all people.
So what at the end of this call, what are you looking to get out of this call? What would you like me to do for you? First off, you have my yes. I want to help you. I'm not quite sure how to help you. Obviously, this would be competitive with some of the internal brands that we've got here at Under Armour. Have you done any research specifically to what the business plan would look like? And have you sold any shoes? Has this been modeled? Do you have a prototype?
I have everything in place. I have everything in place. I have all the shoes. I have all the clothes. Everything is in place. It's a matter of getting the funding to get it off the ground. That's the most important thing. And for placement is valuable. Where you place it is very important, of where you market and how you market. And I think that's the one thing that the area in which that I'm looking to get the most help.
So do you have a prototype of the shoes that you're looking to put out in the marketplace?
Yes, I do.
Have you sold any of those shoes?
I have not had an opportunity to sell those shoes, but what I have had an opportunity to do, Madison Square Garden gave me a great opportunity. They took a lot of my gear and put it into their store and allowed me to see how it would sell. Unfortunately, I didn't get those numbers of how it did sell, but I saw a lot of people in Madison Square Garden with my gear on, which was absolutely amazing. And one thing I did get from everyone is that was the best material ever in that store. The best quality material ever in that store.
So I got to bounce on another call, but here's what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to put you in touch with one of our, I'm going to put you in touch with Bob, and Bob's going to call you. Bob's going to help maybe formulate the plan a little more clear for you. I believe in you. Shoes are a dime a dozen. Fabric is a dime a dozen.
Yes.
People don't buy shoes, they buy brands. And even more than brands, they buy people. And so I think the bigger play for you is, how do we take the story of your life and wrap it into a shoe that people can buy in and find themselves being you in that shoe, or having the outcomes you've had. So that's more of the story and brand creation. And I feel like that might be a little soft spot. So I'm going to put you in touch with Bob. He's helped us with some of our branding inside of Under Armour. He'll be able to tee you up with the right people to hopefully push forward. And then I look forward to connecting with you again.
I'm looking forward to talking to you, and thank you. Thank you for everything that you shared with me in order for me to understand better. Thank you so much.
Excellent job, Teresa. Crystal, you have your yes already, but would you like to do anything else in a second round?
Absolutely. I would love to do that. Absolutely. I'm a competitor.
All right.
Bang!
So keep going. Take us in.
Sean, I just really would like for you to understand and know that
Count down 2 minutes.
it's not easy what I think I've done. I actually wrote my book when I played in Europe, and I just had a lot of time on my hands, and I journaled and journaled and journaled. and finally ended up turning it into a book. But putting it out there exposes my family. It exposes my mom. Actually asked me not to publish the book until she passed away. I have been sitting on this book for a while now, and when I met Shuling and Susan and Jan, and I allowed them to opened up and allowed them to read it, they really encouraged me to put this book out there. And at some point, I stopped seeing myself. I stopped being embarrassed and ashamed of my story, of having 2 alcoholic parents. We didn't have a car until I was 16 years old. As a child, we walked to the grocery store. As a kid, those things are embarrassing growing up. They're not anymore to me. I wear them like badges of honor. So this is so much more to me than just putting the book out there. I mean, I think I've told you that I feel like I'm being a failure if I reside to just being a basketball player. I could do this comfortably for the rest of my life, probably. But I'm the kind of person, I quit a 6-figure job to come home and make $50,000. My mom got cancer 4 years ago. And I have been, I don't want to say stuck in hell, but I forgot who I was in those 4 years. And I think now I'm just learning who I am again. And I'm just excited and ready to show the world who I am and to share my story. And I feel my story would impact so many people. And really what I'm looking from you guys is it's a win-win situation. I am in a situation where basically if my book goes and sells really well, there will be we'll walk in the door with this movie deal. That's what it's going to come down to. And I think with the platform you have and the people you know, it would be an awesome opportunity for me to make the book go, but also in turn, I get to show the world unblinded, a group of people who, and I'm not even, excuse the pun, I'm not blind anymore. I see again. I don't feel like I'm living in the dark, and I don't have to be ashamed of things. So I really do feel like my story could impact so many kids that there was times when I was completely suicidal. I mean, there's so many stories in my book that help people get past things. You need to read the book and you will see why. And thank you for your time.
Yeah, well, first off, the answer is yes. We want to be a part of it. We want to be a part of you. And let me just say this, that more than your book and more than your story is the relationship that you have formed with Unblinded, I believe has created a synergy that's going to allow us to reach people that, quite frankly, I wouldn't be able to reach. I mean, I can reach people because I'm blind that other people can't reach, but you're going to be able to reach people that I can't reach. And we are always looking about shared ecosystems and how we can bring everything Unblinded is to be able to help you grow. What I do have one question, because you know I love you. You know my answer is yes. Is the book written? Is it printed? Have you gone through editing? What's the process of where is the book right now? Is the manuscript ready to be delivered?
The book is completely written. Jan is editing it, and I think she likes 4 more chapters to go. We actually have a date that we're trying to coordinate my book with Still Rose's release, and we're going to kind of do them all together. So we're right on the brink of having a hard copy of the book. But it's in editing right now, and then we are straight from editing looking for a publishing company.
How about we do this? I'd love for you. I'm going to have Adam call you, and let's set up another call so that we can get these people off on their hard stops. And but I'd love to do a call with you. Let's explore more about where you're at and maybe put a business plan together to execute and talk about some of the connections that I've got that I think can help you as well.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sean, for your time.
Excellent job. Excellent. Crystal, excellent. Teresa, excellent. Stacy, I know you have a hard stop. I just want to say thank you.
Yeah,
Stacey, thank you.
my privilege, you guys, my honor, and I look forward to anything I can do to serve any of you that are on the call. It's truly my privilege, my joy. Thanks, Sean, for
you're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so Todd, Michael, Susan, are you guys good for another 10 minutes? Anybody have to jump?
Oh, absolutely. I'm here until 9 o'clock tonight if you want.
Todd, you okay on time or no?
No, I'm good.
Okay, very good. Michael, you okay?
Can I just say this? I'm going to turn the camera off because I'm going to be riding to a meeting on the golf cart in my mute, but I will be able to hear you guys.
Okay, awesome.
All right.
Great job. Thank you, Crystal. Okay, so I want to jump in real quick. We'll max 10 more minutes. So Teresa, can you be Kevin Plank?
Yes, I will.
Okay, so let's go. So Kevin, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today. I know we got a quick 3-minute chat, and I'm going to see if we can buy some more time. So Kevin, and is it okay if I use these 3 minutes any way I see fit? Because I just want to really make sure that we connect and understand each other.
Yes, please.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much again. So Kevin, I'm here because of all the incredible things that you've done. And and you've had massive impact in the world. And I want to have impact. And that impact may be similar in certain ways, a little bit different, but I think it might be entirely consistent with what you're up to. So I just want to check on this. And I've read your book and I know so much about you, but I just want to hear from you and your heart. Why do you keep doing what you do? You've built so much, created so much, Under Armour, just one of the most incredible stories, in the corporate history and certainly in the history of brands and athletics. But why do you keep going?
Listen, it's a great question there. The reason I keep going is when I first started this, the mission was very difficult. It's a very difficult mission. But my school in Maryland, I really wanted to impact the school in Maryland. I wanted them to look the best. I wanted everyone to look the best. I wanted them to have the best colors, the best athletic gear. And of course, I wasn't the best in shoes at that moment, but I kept fighting and pushing to be the best. But I always wanted to be the best. And I just wanted to have the best athletic line out there.
Awesome. And so, but why do you keep doing it? You arguably have it. So what's your legacy? What do you, from here to the end, and hopefully the end is 150 years for you, from now for you, Kevin, but what do you want to do? What's the rest of life look like for you?
Hopefully I left a path that a lot of our young people will want to follow, and understanding that whatever it is that they want to do, that they can become. And I think that's the one thing that keeps me going as well, is to make sure that whatever dream someone has, and I want them to dream big. I want them to dream bigger than what they can ever imagine, because that's exactly what I did. And Under Armour has given me that opportunity. Now I have the same opportunity to do for other people. And that's what I want to just be able to give back to other people, for them to be able to live and have their dreams as well.
Yeah, well, that's received. And in this final minute we have, would it be okay if I shared a little bit about myself?
Yes, please. I would love to hear that.
So, well, first, it is received that you've achieved such a mission and you want to impact lives. And, for me, I've had a lot of accomplishments in my life, and things that I thought would never happen in my life that have. And, being somebody working from the WNBA in the way I did, and in the NBA now, these have been things that I couldn't have dreamt of, Kevin. What I realized is, in the same way I had a vision as a basketball player, I now have a vision as a business person, and even more importantly, as a person with impact in this world. And I know that I know a whole bunch of things, but I know there's a whole bunch of things that I don't know. And all I'd love to ask you is, would it be worth your time to give me a half an hour to see if it's worth giving me another half an hour to learn from you about how I could take this brand and of me, Teresa Weatherspoon, and the clothing line I've created, and what to do next to bring it to the world. And I have no idea if there may be synergies with Under Armour, the people that you know, and things, but I just know there's no way, Kevin, and this is with all due respect, whether it is something you could say yes to or not, I am bringing this to the world the way I knew I was bringing my game of basketball to the world. That's what's going to happen here. And I would be so, so grateful if you take a half an hour of your time to sit and talk with me, and then see if there's something we can do together and keep expanding it. And if there's not, there's no pressure, there's no expectation, just a half an hour of your time, because I'm taking this to the world, and I know that you can help make that a reality. How does that sound to you?
Teresa, I love the passion, the way that you're speaking, and how you're really pushing what you are passionate about. I am more than honored to take those 30 minutes to sit and speak with you.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you, Kevin. So Teresa, what couple things. So one was putting a little bit like at stake for Kevin, like what his vision is. And he literally said the words that are you. He wants to help people fulfill their dreams, right? And who better than you, right? In the world, your story, your credibility, what's occurred, then that be something that he takes on. And I'm saying this with love and respect, like
Yeah.
clothes or not clothes, sneakers or not sneakers. And I know they're all amazing, but this is about you. You know, Stacy said, and I agree, it's about you and your story. And that's what Under Armour is about. It's about stories and feelings and things. So that micro distinction of a lot less to me about the clothes and the clothing line, that comes behind him, like desperately enjoying you, which is super easy to do. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. I mean,
Yeah, so
as you were speaking, I started to get a feel of the presentation, so to speak. And actually, what Susan said to me earlier, which I take everything, and I thank you all so much for the feedback, because I take that constructively, because I could hear you speaking more and assertively about self.
Yeah, and assertively about you. You know, like the clothing line is just you. It's just an extension of you, right? It's about you. So let's check in with the judges and see what they have to say. Todd, what say you about all this, and for Teresa and Crystal, and how I presented Teresa, and what are your thoughts, sir?
Yeah, I saw where you were going with it, Sean. You did a great job in Teresa's question to Kevin. It was positioned in such a way that you kind of knew what that answer probably was going to be, and you wanted him to articulate a lot of the things that Teresa was going to turn around when she started talking about herself, so that he was going to hear it for a second time. He was going to hear himself say those things first. Then he was going to, when it came around to Teresa really digging in and talking more about herself and her why, she basically did a great job of, they're one and the same, right? So she pulled out of Kevin exactly what she wanted to, because she came around and said, we're on common ground here. And then you led right into the opportunity to collaborate only after the conversations and the questions and him answering those led him to know without a doubt that they're very much in the same mental and mind space, and definitely room to collaborate. And of course, I want to continue the conversation.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And how about a little bit of feedback for Crystal? I know she's still listening.
On
her second, her second presentation.
On her second one, again, it was all about it with the whole passion thing. She has made, again, the thing that really has impacted me about Crystal and her approach to you and her why towards you is really amazing to me, because she continues to stress the fact that what she's doing going forward it's about her, but it's not about her, right? And I thought she's the passion that she's not holding back with any of the passion. She's very clear on why this, what she sees the impact that this film and this book can have, not only on for others, but why it makes complete sense to her. And she's very adamant in the fact that Sean Callaghan Unblinded is, she wants that to be, wants the company to be a big aspect to that. She's very clear with it.
Awesome. And so, Todd, this, I know it's your first time here. How'd you feel about this format? And yeah.
It's awesome, man. You come in, I watched a few of the other episodes, so I kind of knew what it was like, but to experience it, it's awesome. I can see the impact. I love the format. I learned a lot. Yeah, I think it's very well done. It's a lot of fun, and thank you again, Sean, for inviting me to be a part of this. It's really it helped me. I learned a lot today about some things I can do in our business as well.
Yeah, and thank you, Todd. And I think also it's such an incredible relationship accelerator. And this is about the 110th one we've done of these. And these relationships, it just accelerates, incredible people like Teresa, Crystal. I mean, we've had other speakers, TV personalities, right? People have been on, and their vulnerability and courage and sharing, the judges giving feedback, like it just creates this like experience together that creates acceleration in the relationship.
It's an amazing, it facilitates community and oneness. And this is the first time I've ever met Susan or Teresa or Crystal or Michael or Stacy and Vivian, but I feel like it was at the end of this hour and 10 minutes, it seems like I've known everybody much longer. It definitely facilitates it.
Somebody said to Adam Gagino the other day, Todd, and then we'll move on to Susan and Michael, said it feels like the best business blind date I've ever been on, and now I want to marry everybody. So yeah, and I really look forward, Todd, to continuing our relationship and expanding it. And I see a lot of intersections, and I hope we can chat soon. And thank you for everything.
You let me know, Sean. I'm all in. I've experienced this thing now. I love it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Todd. Susan, what say you? And I want to thank you deeply. I want to acknowledge Courtney Epps for these incredible introductions, and you, Susan, for your leadership and intersecting all of this. And yeah, thank you. And what say you?
No, it's not even me, it's these ladies. And this is where I think this really highlights, I think much of the business world is that these two ladies have such power, but yet it's learning how to dance between the humbleness and the power that they have. That is the intertwine that we have to work with here. And I'm going to die helping these ladies get to the top, because I will not stop. This is where Teresa goes into the conversation. She's not owning her power when she has all the power in the world to get whatever she wants from anybody. So knowing, Teresa, when you walked, and when Sean did the reverse, he did it beautifully, because he found out what Kevin needed, what hits his heart, because you have every angle to touch upon, and so once you hit that heart, then you go in to deliver what will serve his purpose. So what Sean did was exactly what you need to do with Kevin or anybody else you go in there, because you have the power play here. You have every angle you could hit. You just need to know what hits his heart, and that's it. But you did a beautiful job, because you continue to be humble. We're just going to have to elevate that power within. That's all.
Awesome, Susan. Awesome. And Crystal crushed it again. Hey?
Yeah. Well, Crystal, she continues to crush it. The second time around, I keep getting hard on these girls, right? The second time around, she could have gone for the dead close. You see what I mean? Because he had you crying on the first one already, for goodness sakes. All you need to do, Crystal, is go in there the second time around. This is where we're at. This is what we need. Close this gap. Sean, are you with us? Let's close it together, right? And lay it out. 3 minutes, she could have done it because she had it. I know she has it because I know what they are. So Crystal, close the deal. So this is why these two ladies have every single answer we need, everybody here, to deliver whatever we all want. They just need to go and deliver it.
Awesome. Thank you, Susan, and beautiful job. Michael, how do you feel about how do you feel about all this, and what do you?
I love it. This is my second time, and you guys can invite me anytime. This is awesome. Sorry I have no video. my Wi-Fi was getting squirrely, so I kind of shut the video down. So hopefully you guys can hear me. But
yes,
this has been awesome. Just getting everyone's feedback, feeling everyone's power out here is just pretty humbling as well. So this is awesome, and this format is awesome. So love it.
And Michael and everybody, I didn't know. I straight up did not know who was on today until a little while ago, and did not realize the interconnectivity of everybody here today. So this wasn't like we planned, okay, let's have Michael and Todd and, you know, Teresa and Crystal and Susan and Stacey, like all together today. But I would say this, Susan, you know, Teresa, Crystal, Michael is a phenomenal person to meet with, and there's things to be done there. Todd, Michael, huge intersections, Todd, in terms of leveraging your world and an incredibly value exchange, mutuality of integrity with what Michael and Proximity are up to. So I couldn't recommend more, like everybody here talking and getting together.
Stacy too, Sean. Stacy too. It's like
Stacy too with Michael. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, so let me add, I guess let me add in terms of the sessions. I think there's not a ton more I can add from what Todd and Susan said, but I will say both Crystal and Teresa just couldn't have done a better job in terms of the emotion, the connection, the power. And I think you bringing home this connection to, I'll call it a call to action, really bringing it together was clear. So the way you kind of brought it all together, and like, because both ladies like teed it up like this is, and then you just came in like, okay, let me just hit it off the tee. Just that call to action and just getting to close was perfect. So I think both contestants just did a terrific job, you know, bringing everything to close. And just the only thing I would say is like kind of that next evolution of let's go for the jugular, but just bring it home. I think you pretty much highlight how to do that with kind of this emotion, this connection, just saying, hey, give me 30 minutes and it'll benefit you. And so you hit on, for example, Kevin's vulnerability, and you did a great job doing it. So it was awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, Michael. And as we bring it home, all remember, you know, we have such a language in sales of like jugulars and closing, and this is just like it's normalized language, pitching. Here's my reality. The transformational dynamic of integrity-based human influence in all this model is that Kevin Plank would be better off meeting with Teresa. It would enrich his life, right? And each of the things we're talking about, everybody's saying yes to, are the things that people should say yes to for their own benefit. And we're an integrity-based human influence. When the things we're asking people to do, we know are in their best interest every bit as much as ours. And that's what happened here today. And Todd and Susan and Michael, thank you for judging and being here and staying a little bit over. Stacy, thank you for all you did. Crystal, Teresa, just what can I say? Adam and Gino, brother, this is what it looks like. Everybody, thank you on Thankful Thursday. Love all of you. And let's make beautiful magic happen. Please feel free to drop your contact info and share it in the chat with each other for future follow-up, and we'll do the same. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.